up, my Alexa tells me the weather, and she said chance of snow flurries. So I'm wearing a hoodie, a bomber jacket, and a scarf. Definitely a little overkill. I feel like I don't need the scarf, to be honest, but it's still pretty fucking cold. I'm going to get a facial right now, though. I haven't had a facial in so long, and I love getting them during the winter because my skin gets so dry, and I just feel like I need that like extra push. Also, I hope it's not too windy right now. I have a feeling the audio is getting messed up. Okay, it's a lot colder down here now, and I'm glad I wore the scarf. I'm down in Tribeca now. When you get lower in Manhattan, there's less skyscrapers around you blocking the wind, so you really get all the wind from like the coast of the island. So it's like 10 times colder down here right now. Always do this and I always regret it, but days where I get facials, I usually like obviously don't do my makeup, so I don't really get ready, and I usually put on a hat, and then I forget that for the facial I have to take my hat off, so then I'm gonna have weird hat hair. Good. I had a pear and gorgonzola and arugula and balsamic and like the best decaf Americano I think I've ever had. But now I'm gonna head back uptown. I want to stop by Hmart and get a few things to make a yummy little recipe. It's called tteokbokki, I think is how you pronounce it. But it's rice cakes just like simmered in this yummy sauce. You can make it cheesy, top it with green onions. It seems really easy to make. I guess it's like a very traditional Korean street food. So I want to go there and also just like walk around a little bit inside of there. I love going to Hmart. I could live here. Oh my god, my face and my fingers are numb. I took a city bike home and it's way too cold to do that without gloves. Here's everything I got. I got some natto, kind of expensive, but these are good snacks, so got some of that. Green onions that will go on top of the tteokbokki. Got some mozzarella to melt on top. This was $7. Got some fish cake, yum. Some gochujang. I ran out. This is a really big one, but I think it doesn't expire for a long time, so it should be fine. Oh yeah, 2025. I'll absolutely eat this. I use this for a lot, but mostly for my cucumber salad. And then I got the rice cakes. And then lastly, I got some Q-tips because I just really need Q-tips.
All right, I need to figure out this nail situation. I also need to stop biting my nails. I don't love doing my nails at home, but it is so much cheaper. Even the amount it costs to buy the nail colors that I like is still cheaper than a full manicure, and I get like multiple uses out of one bottle. I'm just gonna do something basic, honestly. My nails are so just short and gross right now. So if you need to do your nails, get your stuff right now, pause it, go get your stuff. But let's do our nails and let's talk about the new year. But I promise, or at least I hope, I guess I can't promise anything, but I hope this New Year's conversation doesn't stress you out. I always try to make it a topic on like my channels and the podcast and everything around this time of year, but in a way that's not only realistic, but also digestible. Because I feel like some New Year's resolutions could be so like, just like intimidating, and you know, some people's resolutions aren't yours, so the comparison bug comes into play where you're like, whoa, like those are their goals when I'm nowhere near that even being a tangible goal for me, or you know, vice versa, whatever. So over the years, like as I've gotten older, I've realized I like to just keep it simple and not in like a bare minimum way, but in a way that I know works for me. And ultimately I think that's what one needs to do for New Year's resolutions. Just go off what is tangible for you in your life. Don't worry about anybody else's. Don't worry about what it looks like to anybody else, because if you set yourself up for goals that aren't necessarily tangible for you, you're only gonna disappoint yourself, because you're not gonna be able to meet them, and you're gonna be like, wow, I suck. One resolution or habit or whatever you want to call it that I want to talk about that I feel like we can all relate on, regardless of kind of where you're at individually, is financial goals, financial stability, financial wellness, whatever you want to call it. You guys know I be preaching this all the time, especially in my credit rants that I do. I feel like a mother, but I'm telling you, it's so important. There's not one big purchase you can make nowadays without them checking your credit, whether that's a new apartment, buying a house, a car, regardless what it is, your credit is getting checked. I don't know why we aren't taught this in school, but your credit score rules a lot of your life, and it could be hard to kind of wrap your head around it and learn how to build it, and it can hurt you if you have zero or low credit as well. So yes, it's an uncomfy conversation, but that's why I'm here to have it. I think one place to start, regardless where you're at on your credit journey, is just having good resources that can help you through it. And one that I would like to mention that I've definitely talked about before is Empower. Empower is a money management app that makes sure everyone has access to financial help. And they just released their newest credit product called Empower Thrive. Empower Thrive is a line of credit that can help build positive credit history with on-time payments. Don't let this scare you. There's actually no physical card involved, which I like. I feel like a lot of credit fears are around people being like, oh, like the card is just so easy to swipe, and I get that. But everything is done straight through the Empower app, and you have access to your funds once you're approved. I really do feel like this can start to change the stigma around building credit. So they start you with a $250 credit limit that can actually build up to $1,000 over time as long as you're doing those on-time payments. Thrive offers flexible payment plans, and if you schedule a full automatic repayment on your next paycheck date, you pay 0% APR. All credit scores are welcome. Anybody's welcome to start here, and that's why I love it. It's genuinely equal opportunity. It's like when, I remember this right after college, job searching. They would want like 10 to 15 years of experience for an entry-level position. I'm like, did you want me to start when I was literally out of the womb? Like, what? There's no money needed, no down payment, nothing like that, and no hard credit pulls. I really do stand behind Empower and Empower Thrive as a financial resource, you guys. I have read a lot of the success stories, and even the last time I worked with them, a lot of you guys were telling me how you were using Empower before I even talked about it. They're genuinely there to help. I don't know, I wish I had a resource like this back when I was kind of figuring it out. So if this sounds like something you need, or building your credit is something that you have on your resolutions this year, I encourage you guys to check out Empower Thrive. You can click the link down below to download Empower and get approved for Thrive and start your financial success. God, this nail is not coming off. I'm about to just paint over it. I should probably just soak it. Soaking is like, it just takes so much time. I hate this texture. Barbecue. Last point on the general kind of credit topic here. I'm just gonna tell you what I tell everybody. I've told Alex this for years, and her credit has gone up so much. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a banker. I'm just going off experience here, so no guarantees. Use your credit card like it's your debit card. Regardless of like your credit limit, don't look at that as money you have, if that makes sense. Like, only put things on your credit cards that you have the money for by the end of the month, even better in that moment. But, you know, at least by the end of the month so that you can fully pay it off. That's a good way to use the tool of credit to build, you know, healthy credit history, but also not spending beyond your means and setting yourself up for failure. That's a scary word, but for lack of a better word. Only put things on there like groceries, gas, you know, necessities, that's the word. And then over time, when you're paying that off on the due date each month, your credit usage just looks so much better because you're using something that like you for sure have money for, so you're able to fully pay it off. Does that make sense? That's something that my mom taught me at a very young age. It's never burned me, to say the least. So times are hard right now. Times are weird, but I feel like things like, you know, the little tip I just gave you are small but still effective steps that can keep you afloat and keep that credit history building, you know, regardless of what's going on. Even if you're just putting on just your groceries for the week on that card, you're still building good credit history. Okay, enough money talk. I know it can stress people out, so I'm not here to stress you guys out. What are some other habits I want for 2024? Ooh, okay. A new one that I've discovered in like the past month or so. I feel like I can't even do my nails right now. I thought I was gonna like be able to sit down and like talk, but I feel like whenever I'm talking, I completely stop and I've done nothing. Something that I've learned in therapy this past month or so, maybe like 2 months, that I'm noticing like really kind of come to life in my life is, it sounds kind of silly and like some of you might be like, yeah, no shit, but really noticing what takes the energy out of me and if possible, eliminating that from my life or creating a boundary in which it doesn't suck me dry. This is a concept that I had always heard, especially in like all things spirituality. I feel like anybody I talk to or any book I read or podcast or whatever where people are talking about, you know, energy vampires and the things that can take away your energy. Take a shot for every time I say energy. I never was able to apply it to my life because I always just thought, oh, like I'll know if it's draining me and I'll just not do that thing anymore, or I'll just not talk to that person anymore. But that gauge, the knowing of when something is doing that, I really thought would be more obvious of a light bulb for me, but it wasn't until recently when some personal things in my family are going on right now. Bad, but now getting better. I don't want to like say everything because it's also not fully my business to talk about regardless of its effects on me. But to sum it up, pretty much something happened that has stressed me out for 28 years and it's now getting the help that it has always needed. And I've noticed now that that subject is kind of in another phase, or like I just said, getting the help it's needed, I'm noticing that it's not taking as much of a mental toll on me that it usually does. And I didn't even realize it was taking such a mental toll on me until now, when it's all of a sudden I'm waking up well rested, more motivation to get work done, a more relaxed mood. I feel like I have more space in my mind for me. And like usually I feel like I was living in fight or flight, to be completely honest. I was living in a stage where like I could have like a long to-do list, right? And I would only be able to get stuff done on the 1 or 2 days of the week where I had energy, but they were stressful days because I knew, oh God, it was like a ticking time bomb. Like I know I only have this energy for 48 hours, so like work 12 hours each day and just get it all done before I lose this motivation. Because that's seriously how like my motivation was going for especially this past year. Now like with the family thing, that is kind of a weight lifted off my shoulders, and honestly getting out of my relationship that I also didn't realize was stressing me out so bad. Literally didn't realize. I just thought it was me. I just thought I was a sensitive person that was just gonna be stressed out all the time. Like, yes, that's a possibility, but I don't know. I hope this is making sense. I took off the lenses that I don't know, something was lifted off my shoulders with those two situations, the family and the breakup, and it opened my eyes to, oh wait, I can live for me. I don't have to live in fear of something happening in my family or in stress of something going on with my boyfriend at the time. Like I have mental space to just focus on me. I really danced around that one, but I finally got there. I talk in circles. If you listen to the podcast, you know that's me. But yeah, it's a good feeling. So I hope maybe this can click for you guys. And now I'm grateful that I get it, because now I feel like this is my baseline. I'm grateful for this new kind of awareness, because now anything that goes off this baseline, which is inevitable, that's life, that's the ebb and flow, but now I will remember what this feels like and be able to come back to this rather than going back to what I used to think was my baseline, which was, you know, constant stress, worrying about everybody else. Now I can be like, no, I got me. Growth. All right, let's take this off. Oh yeah, it's coming off now. What's another one? Maybe nail biting. They're so bad. Like I don't even want to show you. They're so bad. I'm so ashamed. I think nail biting has been on my or stop nail biting. It's been on my resolution list since like 2005. I think I really want to start dating myself again. Like take myself on dates and like actually get ready and like go sit at a restaurant and like bring my headphones or, you know, bring a book or a notebook and just sit in solitude and enjoy a yummy meal like every couple weeks. I just remember that time in my life being like really fulfilled and like satisfied in my solitude. Okay, I quickly buffed everything because I feel like some people hate that noise, so I didn't want to do it while I was talking. Ooh, sometimes the nubs feel good though. I actually think I'm gonna let them breathe for a few days. Unsuccessful nail job, but successful conversation. To wrap it up, New Year's is a time where a lot of people put a lot of crazy pressure on themselves, and I get it. Just try not to stress yourself out too much. That's counterproductive of what a New Year's resolution is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the time of the year where, you know, you're feeling refreshed and like motivated and all that. So do what you need to do to get there. I just can't believe it's 2024. I can't think about this too much. I'm gonna spiral. I'm hungry. It's time to make these cute little rice cakes. Okay, it says rinse rice cakes once with water and drain. Put rice cake in a pan. This just seems like one of those meals where it's just composition at that point. I just need to put it all together. So let's do that. Pan. Water. Did you hear that? I'll probably share with Alex, to be honest. So I'm gonna kind of do a lot. They're a little stuck together, so you gotta break them apart. It technically says to add the gochujang after, or like any sauce after they cook, but I'm gonna do it now because I'm assuming since they're rice cakes, they're porous. And whenever I cook anything porous in like a broth, there's a chance to season it. I'm gonna season it. So I think I wanna put this in now. Ooh, that's so satisfying. I'm just eyeballing everything too. This is so good. I've never had this brand before. Way better than the brand I was using. Oh my god, yum. Here's what it's starting to look like. Nothing crazy yet. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. And then a lot of the recipes I was seeing, people were adding a little bit of sugar. I'm just gonna do it. I don't love it, but I'm gonna do it. I saw brown and white sugar separately. I'm gonna do white. I'm literally gonna do like that much. So I bought that whole like thing of fish cake, but I just brought out this much to defrost because the rest has to stay frozen. I'm just gonna throw them on top. I cut them into little tiny things. Okay, that's boiling. I'm gonna cut up the green onion because I kind of feel like it's almost done. The produce at Hmart was so fresh too. I went to Trader Joe's the other day and it like kind of sucked, honestly. The produce sucked, not Trader Joe's. But honestly, I kind of feel like Trader Joe's produce always falls flat for me. It is cheap though, so I'm separating the whites from the greens and then throwing the whites in there just to flavor it. I also just realized it said to rinse these. So I hope they're not coated with something that I'm not supposed to be eating. I doubt it, but whatever. Next time. Okay, I'm gonna add the cheese now. I have it on a low heat. I think it's done. This is just mozzarella, just because it's like the best to melt. Oh, you know what else I'm supposed to add? Korean chili flakes. Gochugaru. I hope it's not too late. I'll add a little bit though. I don't want to go crazy, but I still want that like stringy, cheesy effect. Finish it off with some green onion. This looks so good. It's gonna be so hot, I know it. I'm gonna crave this every day. Oh my god. I could tell it's gonna be filling. These rice cakes are dense. I could have done this whole thing with just fish cakes. Yum. People eat it out of the pan, but I want to go sit down and this pan's hot. There's something like marinara-y about it. I don't know. I love it. I added the perfect amount of cheese too. I feel like too much would have felt like I was eating like a cheese dip. I've also seen rosé tteokbokki where people actually put cream in it. Makes it a lot creamier. It's like lighter in color too. I'm gonna go eat this.